And hello, welcome everyone to this what do you call that? Video of Vim. Okay, so last video we talked extensively about uh Git integration. Okay, just this bare minimum things. It makes your Vim look really nice. It allows you to check for differences in Vim and your usual Git repository. So I want to kind of move things on to the next level. Okay, now, you're now going to do something called, we're going to move on to auto-completion, LSP, that kind of category. So autocomplete, I'll call this autocomplete and LSP. Okay, this is an easy version. Why is this called easy? Because let me close this up. Wait, did I just delete? Oh no. Okay, let me reset my Git first for the time being. Okay, yeah, I got my Git stuff back. It's here. Okay, I'm just doing some corrections. For example, over here, typo. Here's a typo. I should say for me personally, not like just personally. It doesn't make sense there. Okay, so that's a correction to last video. Okay, so we're coming to the part of autocomplete and LSP. LSP being a language server protocol that allows you to do stuff like this. So let me demonstrate what I've already done in here. So you see, in my Vim, my vimrc or init Vim, if I just type in nonsense here, you'll you'll see this thing that says, oh, not an editor command, blah blah blah, kind of a thing, right? So, and if I move my cursor up here, yeah, it won't do anything. Pardon me. Yeah. So that's not an editor command. Again, this thing will say, oh, this is not an editor command. It will tell you where an error is. Now, this process is actually, there's a technical name for this process known as linting, and that just tells you where the errors are. Okay, so whenever you see the word linting, don't get yourself don't be too concerned about it. It just means error checking, syntax checking. Okay, so this is what LSP is able to do for you. It can do syntax checking. The other thing it can do is also, well, if you integrate it with some other add-ons, it can also do like snippets as well. So for example, if I put function, okay, function like this, you can see this pop-ups that come up, and all of these actually come from the above settings, async complete LSP, all of these things. So I can just put function. I will press F4 as in for mine. Oops. Pardon. Function. Okay, the snippet I can press F4. Okay. That will actually expand my function into something like that. It will yeah, it's snippets are basically like shortcuts which you can have. Like sometimes when you want to type in functions and or a for loop, the templates are all there. Okay, so this is what LSP can do for you. So without further ado, let's just start with the prerequisites. Okay, for these LSP servers, what I was prompted to install, one was cargo Rust, which I included. Second is npm. Okay, npm, node package manager. So node package manager, you will need to install that. Okay, so this is the one you should be running. Okay, if you want to install everything wholesale, just install the LTS version. I mean, I installed the LTS version, 16.17.0 of Node.js. Okay, this will be included. It includes npm and all that, so I'll just leave it here. And then you can go and just follow the instructions there. It should be pretty straightforward, but it's a little bit long and tedious. And of course, the Rust things, I can have a cargo Rust. Okay, cargo Rust. Then you can install cargo just like that. Okay, so we come to auto completion, and there are a few things we want to set up. So remember last time we already did the aesthetics like Vim airline, graph box, and nerd tree most important. This is what I personally think is the most important. At least it gives you a file explorer, and it gives you ability to move around. Okay, then git gutter. Git gutter is very important, and I think I should move my LSP right here. Oh, I have 2 copies of the LSP, so I really don't need that. Only need 1 copy. Okay, so okay, let me show you a before and after, and how we can, maybe I'll just do things one at a time. Okay, so Vim LSP already have it, and this is where we left off the last time. Okay, and I'll source this file, and I'll plug clean. Plug clean actually just deletes all the extra what do you call that? Extra plugins that are not located in this plug install section of code. And do this nerd tree. Let me go and indent it. And what do I do? I'll just go to my I'll go to my git directory. Okay, YouTube directory, and yeah, neovim config. There's nothing there. Let's mean my neovim config is here. Then we can just go to the readme, and I'll just pull things straight from here. So first thing first, I want to do to pull from here. Okay, is snippets. Snippets are very nice to use. They actually give you these shortcuts. Okay, remember just now when I started typing the functions. Yeah, when I started typing functions, the shortcuts, I mean the things actually just started popping up. So functions, okay, then I will have this snippet thingy here, but of course I kind of need to exit because I think those plugins are still running, and I need to get out of here just to make sure it's a clean slate kind of a system. Nerd tree, okay, init.vim, gg, and function. Okay, so function isn't found here. Okay, now the plugins just now are removed, so I can use plug install to install ultisnips. Okay, ultisnips give the ability to run snippets and stuff. So what are snippets? So basically you type things like function. Okay, you type things like function, and technically you should be able to how do you say? Yeah, you should be able to expand these things out. So let me show you what the ultisnips is. Or ultisnips. This is the ultimate snippet solution for Vim. It runs on Python. So this is what ultisnips can do. The completion menu comes from new complete me. Ultisnips also integrates with deoplete, easy complete, and more. So you see, if you take a look at the whatever the Python thing is going on here, you'll be able to see a lot of auto-completed code. These things are known as snippets. Very useful. So you can use them again with view completely, deoplete, vim easy complete. I won't be using any of those because I will be looking straight at going straight for the LSP servers. Okay, so LSP servers, they do the syntax checking for you. Okay, so you saw just now if there's an error, they check syntax for you, and they use the language server protocol to do syntax checking, otherwise known as linting. Okay, so again, when you just start, it looks very complicated, so don't worry about that. The place to go would be just use there are 2 plugins you need to use. One is the actual Vim LSP plugin. The other is the Vim LSP settings plugin. The Vim LSP settings just helps you to get all the servers up and running so that you can just do a one command kind of an install. So it's a lot of bang for buck if you do it that way. Okay, let's go to Vim LSP settings. Okay, go to Vim LSP settings, and there are a few things you can do. So this is where the Vim LSP and Vim LSP settings are. You can use that to start doing your autocomplete. So let me do the nerd tree. Oh, cd documents, YouTube, or rather I just go to my documents folder, go there, NER new byte config, and let's go to the README. Okay, let's get the next one would be LSP. Okay, so LSP is this, the Vim LSP and Vim LSP settings. Okay, these two are the main things that help you to do the autocomplete stuff, or at least give the back end logic of how to do the autocomplete stuff properly. Okay, so all these Vim LSP and Vim LSP settings is happening at the back. Okay, and if you want to integrate that LSP with ultisnips, these two are the additional plugins to use. So it's a lot of it is just copy and paste. So you can see this part in snippets. Snippets, Vim LSP does not support snippets by default. If you want snippets integration, you have to install a third-party snippet plugin and a plugin that then integrates it with LSP. So for ultisnips, since we installed ultisnips, we have to integrate it with Vim LSP ultisnips. This is the other plugin. Okay. I don't have Vim LSP snippets there, but okay. Anyway, so at least this three, Vim LSP ultisnips, Vim LSP snippets, and yeah. Right. So if you want to install Vim LSP ultisnips, you have to do both of these things here. Okay. This plugin requires ultisnips, Vim LSP, and all their dependencies. Okay, if you are using Vim, if these are already installed, you can just copy and paste these two lines of code. And I did so over here, Vim LSP snippets, Vim LSP ultisnips. And okay, otherwise you can install all these things through Vim plug, server ultisnips, the async Vim, Vim LSP snippets, Vim LSP ultisnips. So that's why we have this async Vim right here. Okay, so that these are the important bits of code. So I will just put this here, LSP with snippets, something like that, and I'll have an async Vim here as well. Okay, of course, if you don't want to know what's going on, you can just fast forward and just copy and paste the whole thing. Okay. So, well, then the last part, as was said before, okay, all these things are actually back ends. The front end to it is also important. It is known as, okay, where's the front end? Oh, maybe it's inside here. The Vim LSP settings repository. So now, yeah, we go to this part. Yes, there are auto-completion engines which take all the logic that goes on behind the scenes, the ultisnip server, the Vim LSP servers, the integration of LSP with ultisnips, and everything else behind that goes on behind the scenes, and then puts them in an auto-completion engine. So this one, the auto-completion engine we are using is async complete and async complete LSP. So this is what I will be using. Yank this, paste it here. I'll just yank this tree, paste it here. And we don't need to install those more than once. This is auto-completion. Okay, so I just tell you roughly what I think these things are doing. Hopefully I didn't get too much of it wrong or any of it wrong at all. Okay, and the next thing you should do is just do a plug install after sourcing your file. Okay, and make sure your Rust is installed, Cargo is installed, not package manager is also installed. So this should be what it looks like. And the next thing you can do is do LSP status. Okay, LSP. LSP status is the thing. If there's nothing on there, it won't show anything. Okay. So what you can do to install the LSP server is to use LspInstallServer. Just tap completion, it will do it for you. LspInstallServer, and that's all you need to do. Everything is pre-configured, all the language server protocols. So see, LspInstallServer. When editing a file with a supported file type, you will use this LspInstallServer command. Okay, and you can see all the file types that are supported here. There are many file types. One caveat I would say is that C#, for C#, only, if I'm not wrong, only mono C# is supported. The .NET 6.0 isn't quite supported for this Vim LSP. So there will be lots of so-called syntax errors, but they are not actually syntax errors, just because the different versions of C# are being used. Okay, one being .NET Framework, one being .NET Core, and then you got all these other funny issues in between. There is ASP.NET Core, I do not know, whatever else. Okay, so there's a lot of quirks within the C# ecosystem, and this may not be the best package for C# in general. That for C#, probably it's better to use another package, or Vim OmniSharp. But for general, by and large, for other things like, okay, you got Python. Okay, you have there's so many like servers you can try, and you can actually specify which server you want. For example, you want this Jedi language server, or where is the Rust? Okay, Rust, you have Rust Analyzer. So these are the things we can try. So I'll do LspInstallServer, and then you'll ask whether I want to install the Vim language server. Because this is Vim script, I can install it, and this is how the thing will look like. And then it says, okay, found 0 vulnerabilities, added 1 package. Okay, process exited 0, then it looks good. Then I can start typing function. Okay, FUN function. Okay, LSP status, LSP start server. It says the Vim language server isn't running. Let me open this up again. LSP status. Okay, so this is what it should show if the thing is installed, but obviously it's not running now, so probably I will need to exit and try again. So let me exit all of this. Oh, save this first and exit. nvim. And I say not an editor command functionality. Okay, so there are some things I need to change. Yeah, see, now the LSP server is working. LSP status, go to LSP status. Okay, see, the Vim language server now is running. So it will, when it's running, it will show this error that it's not an editor command. Okay, so let's just get rid of that. And then I can put my function there. My snippets are okay. And then you see there's this pop-up thing that comes out, which is great. Okay. So if you didn't want to listen to any of that, what I just said, you just copy and paste, install the LSP servers, you are good to go. Okay, you don't need to configure that much, which is the nice thing about this. Okay, so now let's try something new. I want to try this same LSP server for Python. So let's go to I'm going to go to my documents directory, open YouTube, and this is my hello world Python file. Okay, let me open this again. Hello world Python file, and I can do LSP status. Of course, there's a Vim language server which is running, but nothing else is running. So let me try LSP install server. Okay, it will ask you whether you want to install PyLSP all. So I will just click yes because it's simple. So where they'll ask where's the Python, and then you'll call the Python in the environment. I don't know what else. Just let it do its thing. So that's basically how you install it. So it seems to be upgrading pip and everything, and it's doing all the other stuff behind. And generally, you only want one kind of server for one kind of file type. That's a good practice. So yeah, Python's, yep, process exited 0. I can do this now. So let me try the new things from NumPy. Is that NumPy? Oh, I have not even started. LSP start. Or LSP status, it will say probably is, yeah, it should be running. Ah, there you go. Here's my errors. It says unidentified name. I can have import something. Import yes, see, import, and then all the nice things pop out here. Color scheme isn't the best, but well, if you don't want to spend that much effort, then don't bother. Import NumPy. Okay, funny thing, NumPy doesn't. NumPy is imported but not used. Okay, so you see, so things like that. LSP is very nice to use. Okay, and let me do LSP status again. Okay, so it seems that if you want to open multiple tabs and then you have different files, you might not want to use this package as much. Okay, because for this package, it seems that it'll be best if you just stick to one kind of language throughout the whole all your Vim instances, all your Vim tabs. Okay, it's not that perfect, but for it's kind of a bang for buck thing, and for the amount of bang you're getting for buck, I think it's still pretty worth it. Yeah. So now let's try with Rust. And again, my Rust is not really good, but just wanted to test the LSP server. So let's go to, what do we have? Term PowerShell. Okay, and next thing I'm gonna go to the YouTube. I have a Rust Hello World. I can make another Rust Hello World. I'll just call it Rust Hello World 2. Cargo, new project. Okay, maybe let me look for the help. If there's a help bar here. Yeah. So I wanted to, yeah, name the resulting package. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do. Cargo, new project. With name, Rust Hello World 2. Okay, so let's try installing a Rust LSP server. Oh, shucks. What did I do? Oh yes, there's a project file there. Okay, there's a project file there. Source file is here, and my main.rust is here. So this is a hello world. Okay, so let me go to project. I don't know why the source file isn't like what cargo run, and it should get my hello world right here. Okay, so let's install let's see the LSP status. Okay, RLS is exited. Okay, which is the Rust language server, is the main one. LSP status. That's the LspInstallServer. So I'm going to install Rust Analyzer instead of using the RLS, Rust language server. So there are two kinds again. Okay, RLS, according to the documentation, I think it was going to be deprecated. So yeah, that's just from memory. I might have remembered wrongly, but yeah. Okay, so let's try some random random things in there. Let's see whether the LSP picks it up. Okay, LSP status. Okay, so the Rust analyzer is running. Okay, and let's save and then see what happens. Okay, it will say, oh, there's this error that's going on, and you should not be putting this thing here. Okay, I go to the beginning, I put 2 comments down, and this should be okay. And then now create, it will say create hello world Rust 2 should have a snake case name. Okay, Rust hello world 2. So let's call this Rust hello world 2. Oh wait, no. Rust hello world 2 should have a snake case name. You can see the compiler warnings are here. So what snake case name are we talking about? This is in the cargo toml file. So I'll just call this, instead of Rust hello world, call this Rust hello world 2. So snake case name is like this, if I'm not wrong. They want the underscores in there. Oh. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, told you my Rust wasn't that good. Rust wasn't good at all, so. Okay, so there's a Rust hello world 2.exe. Probably can figure out what the snake case name to is. I just don't like warnings in my compiler. But yeah. So that's Rust. I can make a new function. Let's see whether the snippets are working. Function. Wow. Okay. Perhaps this one's not as good as the other ones. I was expecting more snippets maybe. For loop. Okay, there's no for loop here. Oh well. So function hello 2. Okay, and I can do a print line. Hello 2. Okay, and I can execute this function here. Hello 2. Okay, and that should about do it. I'll go run. Hello world, hello 2. Okay, just print 2 lines. So the LSP kind of works for Rust, but you don't have as many snippets as you do in the Vim files. The init Vim files, they have a lot more functionality as well as Python. Okay, Rust maybe not so good. In fact, for Rust, you kind of have another individual plugin. Vim Rust. Rust.vim, excuse me, Rust.vim. Okay, and I believe the functionality here is much better than just the LSP. Okay, but for the amount of effort we are actually putting in, we're just installing Node Package Manager. We're just installing Cargo Rust, and then just doing some plugins, and all this functionality just comes in. Okay, which is extremely helpful. While uCompleteMe can do that as well. It is the uCompleteMe LSP configuration kind of, you need a little bit more. I guess you need a bit more work. Though I acknowledge it's one of the best autocomplete out there. So this is just another way. It's a way I prefer because it has syntax checking as well. It's just convenient. All right, so that's why I call this the easy version. The hard version is if you want to do other stuff like the you want to configure things slowly, line by line. If you're not interested in that, just stick with this. Or if you find other packages that are useful, by all means, please. But this is what I like to use. Alright, so that's it for this video. I shall stop recording. I'll see you guys next time.